So it's the day after Thanksgiving. For my American viewers, I hope you survived yesterday without getting into an argument with your racist grandpa over the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. Actually, scratch that. It's 2021. Let's normalize putting racist baby boomers and the greatest generation in their place. Even if they're family, especially if they're family. For my non-American viewers, we're going to look at consumerism, Americanization, and some Polish ads for Black Friday. Because Black Friday is a thing that exists in Poland, for some reason. And I hate that Black Friday exists at all, and that it's a thing in countries other than the US. So, some background. I've been teaching for over 10 years, and I remember one of my English classes during the week of Thanksgiving back when I still lived in the US. I asked my adult students if anyone had heard of the holiday that was taking place that week, and they all said yes. So I asked them, well, what do you know about this holiday? Expecting to hear something about, I don't know, turkey or pie or some other Americana nonsense. This week is Black Friday, one of my students said, the most important shopping day of the year. That's not really a holiday, I said. But we don't have school on Black Friday, my student said. So doesn't that make Black Friday a holiday? That's when I learned how widespread the American dream is of buying way too much stuff, and I completely disappointed my students by telling them I had no idea which stores had the best deals. I never even went shopping on Black Friday. They were so let down. Instead of getting some insights into which malls were the best ones to hit from an actual American, they got a commie for a teacher. And yeah, I know I'm dating myself by several decades when I mention Adbuster's Buy Nothing Day. Don't care. Here's my American flag with corporate logos for stars that I dug out of storage this summer. Thanksgiving's colonized history is bad enough. In fact, I may talk about that in another video, but today we need to talk about Black Friday, and specifically why it's a thing in countries other than the US. In the US, there's at least a certain amount of capitalist logic to it. Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday, and since traditionally almost everyone has not only Thanksgiving, but the Friday after off of work, what's the most American thing to do that doesn't involve guns? Go buy stuff. And so that day after Thanksgiving became the unofficial start of the Christmas buying frenzy. That grew into Black Friday. The name comes from stores being in the black after people buy a lot of stuff, as opposed to being in the red or in debt. Now it's grown into a weird circus with people camping outside of stores for discounted TVs, local news stations happy that so many people are actually watching them, and some stores having the audacity to have their employees come in on Thanksgiving itself. And I'm willing to bet that the stores announcing they won't have people working on Thanksgiving are just doing it for the good PR, not because they care about their employees. When I lived in the US, I fucking hated Black Friday. To me, it represented everything hypocritical and idiotic about Americans. First, I have to listen to my conservative, vaguely racist family members complain about the non-existent war on Christmas and how the mean, godless liberals want to take away their nice Christian holiday. And they complain to me, the pagan, queer, lefty relative. Like, I'll be sympathetic. I mean, come on, read the room. Second, if you're more upset about what the governor of Rhode Island chooses to call his pine tree, and that Starbucks and various other corporations have chosen to use the word holiday instead of Christmas in their December marketing campaigns, all the while ignoring that your so-called Christian holiday has mutated into a grotesque display of overconsumption and saccharine nonsense, lasting far longer than any holiday has any right to, especially a holiday that claims to celebrate the birth of a Messiah, all the while ripping off multiple pagan traditions that have roots centuries older than Christianity itself. After all that, if you are still upset about a war on Christmas, not only are you fucking stupid, but you're morally bankrupt. I mean, who gets more upset about the word holiday than the idea of overconsumption? So, spoilers. I left the US and left behind my Trump voting, mad about pressing 1 for English on the phone, ridiculous family behind. Then I discovered Black Friday is a thing in Poland. Like, here's some videos and pictures from a mall I took. Not just Black Friday, but Black Week. And the best of all, Black Month. first, I didn't really care. It's just a name for a sale. But after a couple of years of listening to Polish priests complain about LGBT rights, specifically blaming so-called Western culture influence for it, and watching the same priests also complain about Halloween, one of my favorite holidays, I got kinda upset. A side note, I completely understand if you don't want American culture or the English language all over your country. I kind of dislike how pervasive US culture is when most of it is not very good. I mean, US culture seems to be largely screwing over brown people, guns, and putting food on sticks before deep frying it. Not a great legacy. And yes, there's interesting pockets of things in US culture, but the vast majority of it involves mayonnaise or colonialism. Basically making everything extra bland. And I'm saying this as a white person who has a favorite brand of vegan mayonnaise. Again, I totally get not wanting American influence and culture everywhere. So Poland, if Halloween is a scary devil holiday, why is Black Friday okay? The headline reads, Black Friday in church. We give 100% discounts on weddings and baptisms. I swear I'm not making this headline up. It's from a church in Poznan. So, to review, paganism equals bad because pagan not God, but capitalism equals good because God likes money? Do I have this right? So hey, Polish clergy and every so-called American Christian, since when is Jesus a capitalist? You mean the guy who hung out with fishermen and preached about giving away all of your money to the poor so you could get into heaven? That guy is a capitalist? And yes, there's other things I could be getting angry about, like Line 3, the oil pipeline being built over native land in the US that's already screwing up the water quality in the Mississippi, or the humanitarian rights crisis on the Polish-Belarusian border, or the proposal made public this week that conservative Poland's PIS party wants to make a pregnancy registry. Yeah, you read that right. Poland's one step closer to the Handmaid's Tale, courtesy of peace. But I'm complaining about Black Friday because overconsumption is killing the planet. I've been doing Earth Day stuff since I was in elementary school when I was earnestly watching Captain Planet. Now I'm 40, the climate is still changing, and I'm pissed. So, happy Yule, Saturnalia, and death to capitalism.